Hey, this is business coach Steve Gornson with another business tip to help you work smarter, not harder, so you can enjoy more life. Today I am going to be discussing 5 keys to guide you to recession-proof your business. The last few years have been very crazy for entrepreneurs. Some have gone out of business, some are just keeping their heads above water, and others are really, truly thriving out there. Some of my clients are having some of their best years ever. So the business climate out there seems to be getting better, but we're not out of the woods yet. It seems like the government and the economists out there keep throwing that R word around, recession, right? So why do some businesses thrive while others implode during these economic recessions that remains puzzling to many business owning entrepreneurs out there? But I'm here to tell you that not all businesses have to suffer during a down business cycle. An overwhelming majority of my clients, as I mentioned, not only survived, but thrived as well. And in fact, one of my clients likes to introduce me as by saying that if it wasn't for Steve, we'd be out of business. So what separates these successful businesses from those that sort of failed during economic down times? So the key is here. They have planned for the future and have contingencies to confront whatever challenges that arise. And really, basically, is they have the ability to pivot quickly. And this has really been the difference of those who have thrived and those who have just barely survived over the past few years. I believe what helped my clients the most is for years, we've been taking a step back every 90 days to see how or if they need to pivot to stay on track to their goals. And then when COVID hit, we were doing these pivot reviews on a weekly or a bi-weekly basis, and then eventually went to monthly, and eventually went back up to quarterly. And that really helped them to stay one step ahead of what's happening out there, and then also their competition as well. So the economic downturn can overly be challenging and devastating if you don't put it into the proper perspective. In fact, most business owners today, I don't think have ever really lived through a true recession. And if you think about it, business cycle closely resembles that of the natural cycles of spring, summer, fall, and winter. I've talked about this many times. Think about it this way. Think about a farmer. In the spring, he's planting his crops to get ready for harvest. In the summer, his crops are growing and he begins to start to harvest his crop. In the fall, he's beginning to prepare the winter for the winter that waits ahead. So let's now compare my analogy to the cycle of business. In the spring, you need to be cultivating business and getting ready for the growth of summer. In the summer, this is where we're feeling great. Business is doing great, but we understand that fall and winter are ahead. So we need to plan. We need to start paying down debt, start saving cash for when things actually start to slow down. In the fall is when you need to be able to start getting ready for winter. You have to start looking at where can you cut the fat that might have sort of grown on or attached itself to your business over those fat summer months, if you will, right? In the winter, we are in survival mode and we begin to plan and begin to start planning for spring we know that is just around the corner. Also, this is something to take note is in the winter, you also need to be able to look for opportunities to grow, because it's a fact that during down in economic times is when true entrepreneurs begin to really create their wealth. Down economic times are really times in which you can gain market share over your competition. It's a great time to grow through acquisition and start buying up poorly managed competitors. Currently, we seem to be coming out of an economic winter, a severe one for that matter. And if you didn't prepare, how can you survive and get yourself in a position to take advantage of those next business cycles? Jack Canfield, in his book, Success Principle, he has a very simple formula for success that can help us overcome this winter business cycle. It's E plus R equals O, which stands for event plus our response equals our outcome. You see, we all have a goal, an expected outcome, but some events always seem to just pop up and get in our way and make us lose our focus and divert our attention. That's because our response gets refocused on reacting to the event instead of focusing on what our desired outcome is. So Action Coach Brad Sugars, he outlines actually 5 steps on how to focus our attention to look for the opportunities that are available instead of complaining on how bad the economy is during our down times. So here we go. You really have to start with getting your mind straight. If you are focusing on all the negative, all you will ever see is the negative. So we need to start looking for the positive, look for the opportunities that are available. The second step is set new goals, because in down times, the playing field has changed. You need to reassess, where your business is and where you want to go. Are your clients' needs the same? Will your current goals still realistically get us to our final destination, or do we need to revise our short-term goals and strategies to make sure we are heading towards our long-term goals? And number 3 is we need to get around the right people. We need to surround ourselves with positive people who share our vision for success. So do you have the right people working for you? Do they have the skills and the will to help you navigate your business during difficult times? What about even your business associates? Are they bringing you up, or are they taking you down? So that leads us to step 4. And this is really important, is we need to create quiet time to think of new ideas. It's hard to stay focused during these turbulent times. You need to create a quiet time in a space each day to focus on our goals, to help your mind to focus on what you need to do to get there. And the 5th step is planning. It all starts with a plan. When you have a plan, now you can determine what we need to do, or most importantly, what do we need to learn to be able to achieve those goals? So you have to ask yourself, did your business survive this far because you just rode the wave of a good economy, or because you have a well-run business? Now's the time to take action before we get hit with another economic winter again. So if you'd like to learn how to create a plan to recession-proof your business, schedule a free strategy session with me and let's unlock your potential. My name is Steve Goranson, guiding business owners to work smarter, not harder, so you could live more life.